Welcome to the Liberty First Foundation Range Report. My name is Michael Marshall, and in this episode, I will be discussing November 6th elections. The Constitution has been a beacon and a guiding light for our country for over 200 years. As supporters of the Constitution, it is our obligation and our duty to vote in this election and every election. Those of us that support the Second Amendment must get out there and vote, as there are certain elements of the Democratic leadership that wish to enact stricter gun laws. These gun laws further violate our rights, and they further take away our ability to be able to defend ourselves against those that wish to do us harm. One of our most basic rights is the right of self-protection. These Democratic leaders are pushing to take that right away from us. It is these leaders that vow to make stricter gun laws a top priority in the next administration, provided that Democrats control the House and the Senate. We cannot allow this. We must, and I repeat, we must take action. And the way that we take action is at the voting booth. It is only then that we can protect our rights, and it is that way that we can take and make our voices be heard. In New York State, Governor Andrew Cuomo is up for re-election. He has made a part of his campaign to state that he will expand upon the Unconstitutional SAFE Act and enact unconstitutional extreme risk protection orders legislation. As such, he has demonstrated that he does not support the Constitution and that he does not care for the rights of the New York citizen. He is working to enact a secret police that will have the ability to be able to report anyone that they, quote unquote, think are a risk to themselves and or others. What defines a risk to themselves or others? That is a very broad definition. One of the pieces of legislation that has been introduced, one of the 5, states that teachers and school administrators may file a report with law enforcement that they believe that somebody is a risk to themselves or others. Now again, I ask, what defines a risk to themselves or others? That could be simply a teacher who is uncomfortable with guns, filing a report because she knows somebody owns a gun. Now, when that report is filed, it is law enforcement's duty to take that report, go to a judge, obtain a warrant, and then raid the accused residence and remove all weapons from that residence. The accused has no chance to defend themselves. They have no chance to confront the witnesses against them, and they have no recourse. These weapons are removed from the residence, and in 5 days, a hearing is held. That hearing can be postponed indefinitely. At that hearing, supposedly at that point in time, the accused gets to make their case as to why they are not a threat to themselves or to others. In the meantime, they are without the ability to be able to defend themselves. They are without the ability to keep their property and maintain their property. It is just taken from them. This is extremely troubling because in some instances, this is wide open for abuse. One case in point is one of the versions of the 5 that have been introduced allows for family members to make this claim. Let's say an estranged husband who's been kicked out of their home because he has violent tendencies or whatever, and he's no longer living home. He makes that report against the wife. And he states that because of their separation, he feels that she is now a danger to herself and to their children, and that there are firearms in the home. The police come over, raid the accused place of residence, remove all the firearms. Now, this woman has no way of defending herself or her children. The husband comes over. Since he still has the capability of obtaining firearms, because a report has not been filed against him, comes over, takes the children, kills the mother, and off he goes. In that case, an abuse led to a tragedy. We cannot allow this type of legislation to be passed. We have to get these people that wish to shred our Constitution out of office. Governor Cuomo must be voted out of office. He does not support the Constitution. Another person that does not support the Constitution is Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke wants to regulate what types of weapons we are allowed to have, how we are allowed to arm ourselves. He wants to regulate the amount of rounds that our weapons can carry. He believes that all this is going to make us safer. Well, Mr. O'Rourke, it will not make us safer. In fact, it will endanger us. Mr. O'Rourke, you will not get elected. You will not take Ted Cruz's seat in the Senate. Why? Because you, sir, violate the Constitution. And we will not stand for our Constitution being taken away from us or shredded anymore. Another one that wishes to do away with the Constitution and does not want to abide by it is Miss Stacey Abrams. She is running for governor of the state of Georgia. Her belief is that nobody in Georgia should be allowed to have a gun. She wants to take all guns away from everybody. Again, a clear violation of the Second Amendment. Again, another one that wants to disregard the Constitution and put lives in jeopardy. They all claim that they have the public safety in mind. They all claim that they wish to prevent tragedies like the one that we saw at Parkland, Florida. Well, the real truth of the matter is, Parkland, Florida was a gun-free zone. Laws did not work. These legislations do not prevent criminals from acting violently. They do prevent law-abiding citizens from being able to defend themselves. It is our obligation to vote these people out of office or not allow them into office. We must vote against those that wish to trample our constitutional rights and our right to keep and bear arms. Only then can we work and get our country back and get back to the principles that this country was once founded upon. Another thing that's coming up for election is Proposition I-1639. This has been enacted by a group of billionaires. They have dumped tons of dollars into it. And they are pushing extremely hard to make it impossible for Washington to be able to defend themselves. Okay? They are actually criminalizing the act of self-defense. They are making it illegal for you to stop somebody from hurting you. We cannot allow this. Anybody in Washington needs to vote no on Proposition I-1639. Only then will you ensure your ability to be able to defend yourselves. Anything less will just further erode our rights. As Americans, it is our obligation, it is our duty to uphold and support and defend the Constitution of the United States. I took an oath as a Marine to do that very thing, and I am doing that through this conversation with you. It is only when we abide by the principles of the Constitution that we will remain free and we will enjoy the liberties that our founding fathers wanted for us. It is through their wise words put to paper that our government was founded. This government was supposed to be restricted in their authority and their abilities, with the power being in the hands of the people and not in the hands of those elected to represent us. These are our representatives. They are not supposed to be the ones with power. We are supposed to be the ones with power. Only through our elections can we gain our country back. Only with our vote can our voice be heard. I thank you for watching this episode of the Liberty First Foundation Range Report. And I ask that if you like this and wish to see more, that you take and just share it with all your friends. Share it on Facebook. Leave a comment. Start a discussion. Open dialogues so that people can be informed and educated of the issues. It is only through these dialogues that we can make change. It is only through these dialogues that we can protect our nation. I ask you to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and to subscribe to us at our website. Our website is L1F.us. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/Liberty First Foundation, or you can join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Religion of Arms. Our Twitter handle is @Religion of Arms. And our YouTube channel is at the Liberty First Foundation. I thank you and I ask you to subscribe so that you can receive updates of all of our content from our very many talented writers at the L1F.us website. Thank you and God bless.